Hello, gummers, and welcome to Fergie's Gum. My name's Nathan Irvine, and we are going to be talking about lots of Manchester United news again. I am joined by the head bobbing Paul Cropper, Mr. Paul Cropper, to give him his full name. On the, on the other side, he's bobbing and weaving. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know
Oh,
what he's doing across there. Are you okay, mate?
morning, sir. How are you? Yeah, always
Um,
bobbing and weaving. Keep your head on a dodge like that. Yeah, too many coffees. First thing,
Too
that's what
many
it is.
coffees. It is indeed. But first, I guess we have to go with this, like we surprised you with last week.
Hey, I
Breaking
love
news,
it.
mate. Breaking news
Yes.
in the transfer market with Manchester United. Harry Amass is apparently available for sale. Do you want to put a price on it? Do you want to know how much Manchester United are willing to let him go for?
Really? Is that just come out now? That
Yeah.
I'm kind of annoyed at that. If they're willing to sell 20 million, if you're getting random
Right.
amounts for keepers that have never played a game, go on.
Okay. Prepare to be very angry. 6 million is apparently the price that Manchester United will listen to offers for Harry Amass, which is really strange to me because, and we'll talk about the Rosenborg game later. I thought he played really well. And I thought he showed potential for taking up a spot on that left side. At least one of the academy players with the experience to be able to make the step up this season. But apparently, United would prefer, according to the Athletic, a permanent move for Harry Amass this summer. 6 mil. That's rubbish, that,
Baffling,
isn't it?
that. That's baffling. Yeah, after all the promise, because like you've been saying, there's a spot there for him in the squad. If we're not going to go into the market, 6 million, Nathan. What? That's
Mm.
gonna because we've got something to talk about this the way they're doing the transfers. I'll go into it later, but that's put even more spice in me rocket, if you like. That's pathetic. Hmm.
Mm.
Wonder what's gone on there. Unless there's something wrong. No, it can't be something wrong with the injury. Like you say, he played well at the weekend. No, baffling to me that.
I think the
Hmm.
big issue is that United can't really sell players. I don't know why, but they just can't sell players. I know they're trying to, Ineos are trying to unpick all of the bad things that are going on at the moment, but they don't seem to be able to get maximum value for any of these players. You look at James Trafford, I know he's a goalkeeper and I know he's highly rated, but he's what I would describe as a fringe player for Manchester City. If you're not number one as a goalkeeper, you're a fringe player. That's the unfortunate truth about it. 40 million Leeds United are about to pay for him, which is
Mm.
that would make him, I think, fourth highest signed goalkeeper in the Premier League. So it's Kepa, Andre Onana's like third, and then Donnarumma, I think, is
Right.
like I think
Okay.
that makes up the
Makes
top three.
sense.
So then, yeah, James Trafford would be 40 mil. But to go, we sold Alvaro Fernandez for 6 mil as well.
Yes, and look how
So,
that turned out. We could do with him back, couldn't we? So yeah, and he's gone on to
well,
bigger and better things. Sometimes these kids do just. I wonder whether he's gone in and knocked on door and got. I need first team football. If you can't guarantee it here, I'm going. There could also be that, couldn't there? And these kids do get a bit of itchy feet, don't they? But they do want to be playing first team football. You've got to understand that. So something must have gone on there, I think, because it looked like he was ready for a bit of an opportunity there. But hmm,
it's interesting that you say that about someone must have gone in and had a little knock on the door because I think that's exactly what Radek Vitek did as well. We didn't actually touch on this last week after the Wrexham friendly game, but in the press area when he was chatting to the assembled media and he was very open saying because he'd obviously played and was player of the season for Bristol City last season. Radek Vitek said, I want to leave. Whether that's on loan or on permanent, I want to play first team football. So I want to get out of here. So I imagine there are a few of them that are knocking on the door and going, like, what's happening? What are we doing?
yeah,
Is there a,
yeah.
is there a
That was.
future here? Am I going to play? What's the deal?
Yeah, well, there's a few of them in different situations. The young lad I just wanted to mention about the game, Jaden Camerson did well didn't he, in the game, and he come out and said, "Well, if I need a few loans, that fair enough. That's what I need to do." He seemed to come out with say the right thing, not demanding. I think I'm ready. I'm going to play, and then he said, "But I want to be at the biggest stage. I want to play at Manchester United, but I understand it's a gradual thing. Maybe send me on loan." So that's
Mm.
probably the right attitude to have. But what can you say? You can't. Not everyone can play for United in the first team, can you?
No,
These kids.
exactly. Someone that's desperate to play for Manchester United in the first team is, if the rumours are to be believed, is Danny Welbeck. He's off to Chelsea apparently to join Xabi Alonso there. But we had Danny Simpson on our radio show on Dubai Eye 103.8 last night, and we was just chatting, and he even said this on air, so he's on record as saying this. Danny Welbeck's told Danny Simpson that he would rather go to Manchester United. He's apparently he's had talks 3 times with United, and each time it gets stopped, and he believes that there's someone at the club that doesn't want him back, but he wants to go home. That's how he describes it. He wants to go home. But if United don't want him, he's going to go to Chelsea. I think it's probably around 5 million quid that they get him for as well. Do you think that that's a miss for Manchester United?
Yes, yeah, I do. I think he'd be perfect as backup or squad depth for Sesko. We've said it a number of times, haven't we? That there's not many strikers around. He's still fit as a butcher's dog, isn't he? No matter what his age is. Oh, is he 35, 36? He's round about there, isn't
Mm,
he? Had a good season. Always plays well against us. Knows the league. Big, strong, athletic. Knows the club. Loves the club. I just don't see where there's a miss. Why somebody's in the club is Gary Neville's come out and said it. I think Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt came out and said it. No, he's perfect. We can all see it, but there's obviously a stumbling block there. Whether he fits the profile of what Ineos want, no, a resale value. It's a bit of a stinker when I saw that. Oh, he's going to Chelsea, and you're like, really? Why are we
mm,
not even just looking at that and going, no, bring him on? Because he would, like you said, and doesn't surprise me. He would just say, no, I'd rather go to United than go to Chelsea. But so if he doesn't go to Chelsea and United are interested, somebody in the Premier League will snap him up because he's a very good Premier League player. What's frustrating is, like I just said, he's exactly what we're looking for. As
mm.
backup to Sesko, teach him everything, can come in, we know exactly what he's going to do, and he would score goals. Yeah, frustrating if he goes somewhere else, Nathan. Weird one.
It really is. It really is. And I think the price that's on him is about 5 million, 5 or 6 million for him. So it's not like
Backing.
you're breaking the bank. And I'm sure his
No.
salary wouldn't be astronomical. You come in at a reasonable price, provide that backup that you need, and keep the progression and the evolution of Benjamin Sesko, who's packed on the meat pie diet, by the way. He's all
Oh yeah.
muscly now. So,
Been on the
you know,
creatine, hasn't he?
that's it. He wouldn't get in the way of that. He wouldn't provide a stumbling block if they went out and bought someone that was going to challenge him that was the same age. So I think it's a no-brainer that Danny Welbeck should
Mm.
be going back. And even last night, there's a clip. I'll put it in the description. But Danny Simpson is saying that he hopes that he wakes up this morning, and it hasn't happened. He hopes that he wakes up this morning and Manchester United have put a bid in for him. But no, they haven't done that.
The, the only thing I can see is if there's something in the pipeline that we're all going to be shocked by. So whether United go and buy a junior Krupa and say, right, 65 million, he's coming in. Because you don't want a Welbeck then being third or fourth in line. But as you're shaking your head, there's nothing in the pipeline, is there, that as a forward, United are going to go, right, there we go, get him in. No, I don't get it. I don't understand it. It'd be nice if someone came out and explained it from the club, wouldn't it?
I mean, they never will. That's the thing.
No, 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 they won't.
The
No, they
best
won't.
the
No.
best way the best way to deal with any sort of PR nightmare is to essentially not address it, because then it becomes a
Mm.
problem. So if you ignore it, it's a nothing, right? The interesting thing is there when you were saying, oh, maybe they've got something else lined up. The chances of that are becoming like more remote by the day, because the other thing that came out today. Shall I press the button again? Why not? There we go. I have the
Keep it
breaking news
going.
button. I have the breaking news button, and it does relate to Alex Scott, because this is in the Athletics transfer deal sheet that they do every Tuesday. They've said that because Chelsea have already bid 64 million for Alex Scott, and Bournemouth have turned it down, that essentially rules United out of going in for him again. That they're
Mm.
skint. I think
Yes.
that's what the underlying problem is here. Manchester United are absolutely broke, and we're going to be talking about their new kind of philosophy in the transfer market later on in the show. But as a Manchester United fan, you've got to feel a bit depressed and deflated with news like that.
Everything you see online, everything I've seen this week is Ineos getting a battering, and I've liked every single one of them. And it's pathetic, and it's been a pathetic pre-season so far. I mean, we spoke about it last week. The Tielemans one we like, the Santos one we're not sure about. Everything else has just been crap. Can I say it? I've said it. There you go. Bleep it out if you want. But the stronger words have been used. It feels awful, and it seems to be getting worse and worse the more it drags on, because you kind of go, oh, there's another week. What we're going to get next week? And nothing. Absolute radio silence from the club. You keep hanging on to this hope that there's going to be a major signing and it coming in. But then, as you just said, everything points to the fact that United are broke and are not going to do much business and are going to put the faith in the kids. That's not going to win you anything, is it?
I think the biggest telling point that we've got right now is what happens to Manchester United once Marcus Rashford's future is sorted, because I feel like he's the first domino in all of this where you go, right, okay, he's leaving, so now we've got to get a left winger. Okay, he's staying, right, okay, we need a left back. That's apparently the philosophy there. If he stays, then they go in for Lewis Hall, hoping to get him at a cut price deal. Don't think Newcastle United are going to do that. If he leaves, then you're looking at someone else that can come in and play that left wing position. I don't think they're going to go in for Junior Krupi. I think he's going to cost like way too much money for them. They're going to go youth again. They're going to try and get someone that isn't like massively established that they can bring in on the cheap and hope that they can turn them around. They might even try. Is it Tynan Thompson that they just signed? They might even try him. They might even try him at left wing.
How is this good enough though for a pre-season in a transfer window? It's not good enough again, is it? You've got other clubs have gone in and done the big business, got them. We say this every season, every single season. We say get them in for the pre-season. How many games? We're two games. We've got a third game on Saturday into the pre-season. You should have all your business done. I don't know why we have to, and I did exactly the same last year. I remember sweating on that roof in Spain, saying, why have we not done all of our business? Why is it not all done? And then they did a couple more. But I just can't understand why they go, right, that's our transfer targets. That's what we value them at. There's the offer. If not, move on to next. You should get it done within 2 weeks. Get everyone in for the pre-season. And everybody else has done it, Nathan. Spurs have done it. City have done it. Everyone's spending money and I don't know why we have to play this cloak and dagger effect with everything. Release a couple of kits, or just get a young kid. Is he coming in for the first year? Is he not? Why is there all this movement with Manchester United and not just straightforward, buy him, get him in the team, buy him, get him in the team, next target? It can't be the fact that, we'll save 5 million here, we'll save 5 million there, because we're missing out on these players because of 5 million. It's what it seems to me like is United are making inquiries, and this list of players that we had in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, they're going to tier 1 and making inquiries and going to their agent. Oh, how much would it cost? Right, okay. What about his wages? Oh, we can't afford that. Right. And they walk away because they won't pay the wages to these top players, which is therefore why we're getting potential and people past the best. We shouldn't, if we're honest with you, Nathan, if we're trying to win a league, we shouldn't really be looking at Danny Welbeck, should we? We shouldn't be. Because he's past his best. We should be looking at world superstar strikers. There's not many around, but we should still be looking at them and bringing them in. But as United fans, we're now looking at just bring somebody in. Just please, anybody, because we need 8-9 players, and you brought in 2. And we don't know if one of them's good enough yet, do we? So no, it's awful. I feel like it's awful.
You say 2. Spare a thought for Carl Darlow, who did sign for Manchester United, who everyone seems to forget about that he did sign for United. Thompson as well. We paid money for him. That's 4.
Did we pay money for him? What was it? 4 million?
4 million plus 4 million in add-ons. Kit Marginson.
And now we're after selling one of our best promising left backs just to cover the money for that, because we're absolutely broke. Are they on their arse? Have they got no money whatsoever? Is that what's going on here? It feels like it, doesn't it? Your hand in your back pocket, Jim.